Yes, I'm a system engineer and I work primarily on trying to create efficiency with our electrical distribution system. Right now my main task is working on deploying our automated metering system.
You feel like you make a good living, and do you like your job in general?
Yeah, I definitely do. I enjoy my job and I feel I make a very good living with it, and I find it interesting, and the challenges are rewarding for me.
What type of education is required to do the job you're doing?
I actually have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, although at our co-op there are numerous different positions with different requirements as far as skill sets and education level.
Great. What do you like to do best in this job?
I enjoy the higher level planning, primarily trying to create hypotheses for where we can distribute resources to try to create efficiencies and keep our electric system as efficient as we can for our members.
What brought you to this job?
I was actually working in the consulting field in the electric distribution industry prior to taking on this position, and when I found out about this job, I felt it would be a good fit and interviewed, and I've been here for 3 years since.
Great. What technologies do you use?
Quite a few, actually, primarily software, but we have our automated meter reading software has numerous different software packages we use with that, and then I also work with our geographic information system mapping and our outage management system software as well. I guess that would probably be the primary three that I work with these days.
Do you use some of the standard Microsoft softwares?
Oh, definitely, yes. I make use of Microsoft Excel extensively, and to some extent Microsoft Word and PowerPoint as well.
Great. What's the outlook for this job?
I think it would be good. That from my understanding, I would think that both electrical distribution cooperatives as well as investor-owned utilities would continue to have a need for electrical engineers to increase efficiency in their systems and try to deliver lower cost energy to their members and customers.
So over the next 10 years, you don't expect this job to shrink?
I hope not. Not that I'm expecting.
Do you work any overtime?
Occasionally, but it's fairly rare and more my decision but there are occasions where I do feel that it would be best to put in a few extra hours, and I usually am able to, our cooperative is very flexible with it, and I can usually take some compensation time for it to even it out.
Do you travel overnight on your job?
Very rarely, about once a year pretty much for annual conferences, but that's more an exception than anything.
So your job requires some additional training outside of the co-op to keep current with the technologies?
Correct. We do have an annual meeting of cooperatives and investor-owned utilities that are using this AMR technology to keep current and learn new techniques and tools to work with it.
What tools do you use other than the technology, like the laptops and computers? What sort of tools do you use?
I do more planning, so I don't actually. I am out on the installations of our repeaters, but that's primarily done by our linemen and metering technicians. So the main tools I would use would. I'm out in the field quite a bit with the notebook computer and a wireless card and a DBV meter, a decibel voltage meter to measure the strength of our AMR signal.
So you also work indoors and outdoors. What percentages are is work done indoors?
I would estimate probably 80 to 85% indoors. I do get out from time to time to do testing for repeater placement and planning for our substation deployments, but I spend the majority of my time in the office.
Is there anything else that you could add about this job that you think might interest young people coming into this industry?
I've found it very interesting myself that anyone who likes to work with large amounts of data was more of an engineering type, but I enjoy the challenges of trying to keep everything reading as best we can with the minimal amount of resources deployed, and I personally like that. So if people are interested in managing systems or trying to create efficiencies, I think it's a good field to consider.
Great. Well, thank you very much for taking a few minutes to talk to us, and I'm sure it'll be interesting to some kids that are coming up in the industry.
Thank
Thanks.
you.